Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, and today I thought I would give you a view of how to set up for a flea market. And in this case, it's going to be a fishing flea market. So I thought I would take you through some of the things you need to consider and some of the work you need to do in advance of getting there. You know, a lot of times we think we're going to go to a flea market, let's just throw everything into a bucket, bring it out to a table, and let's see what sells and kind of wing it. Well, if you're going to do this for more than just once, there's some techniques and some hints that I'm going to bring to you, hopefully in this short video, that's going to help you. So if you ever wonder about what kind of pre-work you should do, or how you should display your merchandise, or how what's the best way to sell there, then this video is for you. So let's start with organization. I have a lot of tackle. Those of you that have seen my videos over time know that I repair reels and put them out into the market again. That's the idea behind Second Chance Tackle. Give your tackle another purpose, right? Let somebody buy it who can use it, right? And occasionally I've put some out in flea markets, and I thought that this would be a good way to show you how that works. So rule number one, know your merchandise ahead of time. So know what reels you have and pre-price them, right? You want to make sure that the price is shown, right? It may just be a suggestive price, or it may be the one that you want to finally settle on. But the word on the street generally is, you know, things are negotiable at a flea market. People don't expect to pay that first price. They're always looking for a couple of dollars off. So don't be afraid to mark off a box, right? So for example, here's a Finor offshore reel, and bought it from a distributor, and it's going to show on this the original asking price, which is $149, and then I have that price marked down to $105. And quite honestly, when it comes time to sell it, depending on you know, what the person purchases or how deep their interest is, we can probably take a couple more dollars off of that. So pre-price everything, right? There's nothing like getting to a flea market, laying your wares out, not knowing what you have, and then maybe shorting yourself in the end because you acted quickly under pressure of trying to make the sale, and you didn't know what it really cost was and what kind of money was in it for you. The second thing, know the size of your table. That's why you're seeing the measuring tapes out here. So I'm just taking an average table for the purpose of this video. That's a 30-inch table by 8 feet. Last part of that is, you know, if you have a 6-foot table, you need to compress your merchandise. If you have a bigger table, maybe you can display a few more things. Okay, let's look at table organization then. So I've set the table up in categories. If you'll notice on the left-hand side, I have bigger reels, and to the back of that, I actually have bigger deep water reels. As we move down the scale, I move into different categories. I move from bigger, expensive reels to mid-range reels to low-range reels. Then I move on to the conventional reels, and then I move on to some things that I'll call table setters or bargains to get people's interest in there. So if you come back up to the top of this, I'm showing in this case some Penn Fierce and some Penn Battle reels. I'm showing some Penn Squalls and Okuma Cedros. They're $100 reels. And then I'm moving into the Penn Pursuit line, which is a little bit less expensive, coupled with some comparative type reels like the Finor Megalite. And then over into some repaired reels, some used reels. Again, perfectly serviced as you've seen in my other videos, but setting a different price point in terms of thinking. And then I have some what I'll call attention grabbers. So I have a group of lures here that sell for $1, and I have some recycled plugs that also sell for $1. I have a tray of knives that are a $5 tray in variations, and I have some pliers. I have hook cutters that generally are in the $5 to $10 range, and I have some titanium multi-purpose fishing pliers that generally sell for around $20, $25 or so. So this is to get their interest, and then your table works accordingly. And then as you move up, your conversations typically are about what type of fishing do they do, what are they looking for, and then you can point them without jumping all over your table to the reel that might suit them best. You'll notice that it's not over cluttered. I have a lot of reels, but they're not all on the table. So a typical principle in retail is one to show and one to go. That creates sort of a sense of urgency to the customer because they're not certain at the end of the flea market or at the end of their day whether that reel is still going to be there. You know it. You may have, for example, 6 or 7 of the Penn Fierce 8000, but if you only put the one on the table, one is all they need to see and understand the function behind it, and 2, they may think it's the only one there and they have a better urgency in terms of where to go with that. The second thing that's important to know is what's the retail selling price on this. You'll see a lot of attendees at a flea market bring out their phone. They'll go to eBay or they'll go to the manufacturer website. They'll take a look. Why not? An educated consumer is the best. They'll try and understand, where is that pricing in relation to what the manufacturer's suggested retail price is. And they'll also go on to an Amazon or an eBay and they'll look at, does this price give me a good buy as opposed to what some of the discount offerings are. So in the case of the pliers, for example, those pliers that are selling for between $20 and $25, you'll find on an eBay for $35 to $40. You'll find a manufacturer's suggested retail price of upwards of about $45. The Penn Fierce 2, the one that's over in the corner here, as the 8000. On the Penn website, that'll show for $89. On an eBay, for example, that'll generally show as about a $70 and plus shipping, which probably brings it in around $75 or $80. And if you can offer that reel in the $60 range, $65, $70, it's going to be to your advantage, right? And I already showed you the Penn Squall and some of the others. So the idea is to offer a bargain, but offer a value. And in this situation as well, the value here is really in the rebuilt reels that I have. If you've watched Second Chance Tackle videos, you know everything I do is rebuilt. I don't buy and flip. There's a credibility factor there. I want my customers to know that they can depend on me, that I'll be around, and that that's important to them as it is important to me. So those are some quick tips there in terms of the actual setup. I just want to go walk you over to another side for a moment, and I want to show you some of the other things you need to bring to a flea market. So you can watch my feet for a moment, if you will. But let's look at the box that I have that's the administrative box for me. And that's going to be important to you in terms of the balance of what it is that you do. So I'm just carrying that back now to some good light. And let's go through the box. So in the box, first thing you want to consider bringing is bags, right? I don't care if they're the, a commercial bag like this is what I use. However, you can just use regular grocery store bags or Target bags or whatever. Price tags, you want to make sure that everything is priced for your customer. And in this case, I picked these up at Staples, but you want to put a price tag on each one of these. Business cards, as silly as it may seem, you want to have a way for your customers to get in touch with you if you intend to do this thing on a regular basis. And Vistaprint offers great business cards, $9 for 500 of them. Bungee slips. A lot of times I will bring a cover for the table if it's an indoor market. Tie downs are a good thing to have in terms of holding them down, as are spring clips. Sometimes your spring clips work on the table, and larger spring clips if they have a bigger structure behind them. A notepad for tracking what it is that you're selling. any questions. Sometimes customers will come up to me and say, I understand you fix reels. So I take their information and give them a card, but I also take their information to contact them. Electronic payment. If you have if you're set up for a PayPal, for example, PayPal here is a way to take credit cards at some of the shows. And markers, always a good thing to have markers available. You can change your sign. So for example, if it was the end of the day and those lures weren't selling, or I wanted to have a clear out pricing, I might, say, okay, instead of 6 for $5, let's make it 8 for $5, right, or something like that. You can change your sign on the go. To do that, I just have some blank paper stock that I can update that with, and then tell the customers something about their business. In this case, I have a sign here that reads, I repair and rebuild fishing reels, have your favorite reel serviced. And I can't tell you how many times at fishing markets, flea markets and the like, I get a lot of repair business just because I'm local, and they do that. Tell them that you accept credit cards if you do. And then I think that's probably it, other than my receipt book. So a receipt book, I always like to give receipts out to my customers, so that they know, where to reach me, and they have a record of their purchase in case something happens in the future. So, a little wordy, but I hope that this helps you if you're considering selling at a flea market, general purpose, with maybe fishing reels on display, or at a specific fishing flea market. And hope I've given you some tips and techniques that will help you have it be successful. I've enjoyed doing these over the years. I meet a lot of great people, and more importantly, I put a lot of reels back into circulation, which is kind of what I'm all about. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like it. If you'd like to learn more of this, please subscribe to my channel. I'm doing this product reviews. I do the repair of a lot of these reels, and from time to time try to give you some hints and tips in terms of things like this. And I've been doing it for over 20 years and sharing my experiences here on YouTube. So with that, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, thanking you for viewing the video. I hope you enjoyed it.